YouTube, what's poppin', baby? Welcome back to the channel, man. Oh, man. Wait, before we get into anything, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and press the like button because major news just dropped. The boy Deandre Hopkins just got released. And now there ain't really much to come on here and talk about. I think y'all already know how I feel and what I think we should do. But I just wanted to come over here and give y'all a little bit more energy for it because I think this is the move that we all have been waiting for. Andrew Berry has came out repeatedly before he made the Zadarius Smith signing or trade signing. He said that there was going to be more tricks up his sleeve. After that happened again, he doubled down on it and said again that there could be another potential trade or signing or two. So Andrew Berry has something up his sleeve that we've all been waiting for. And with the news coming out today that DeAndre Hopkins is being released by the Arizona Cardinals, could we see the reunion with Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins? I think that's an obvious answer. I think that they should go out there and get him. Obviously, you don't have to give up any draft capital or players to go get him now. You would just be taking on the contract and potentially extending him. So that would bring in the question, if they did go out and get DeAndre Hopkins, would you rather sign Amari Cooper to an extension, or would you go ahead and just give DeAndre Hopkins the money? Now, we know DeAndre Hopkins is getting up there in age. We also know that he had some injuries that he was dealing with. But, I mean, if you can find a way to somehow sign both, I don't think it's possible. I think Amari Cooper's going to want one more big contract before he gets to that, that end of the line where the receivers are looking to get their last couple extensions or major paydays. But I think with the window that you have right now with this team, I think that money is not an issue. I think if you go over the salary cap or whatever the case may be in the luxury tax, you do whatever it is you can to get the best opportunity to win a championship, win the division, make a deep playoff push with the talent that we have right now. And I mean, we seen it with the Rams. The Rams found a way to manipulate the money better than anyone. So it can be done, and I think it should get done. There's not really much more to say. Go get DeAndre Hopkins. Go get him now before someone else scoops him up. And I tell you what, the Ravens could look to go get him. Why not Pittsburgh? Obviously, other NFC North team or other NFC teams could potentially go out there and grab him as well. But don't think that the Ravens are going to sit and with their tail between their legs and not make a push for him. Could you imagine having DeAndre Hopkins in the AFC North, not on the Browns? I don't want to imagine it, but I could see it happening. So this is a huge move that just was being made today, and I think the Browns need to go ahead and do whatever it is they can to get this deal done. Now, I talked about this earlier, or I talked about this on my TikTok page yesterday. They put the question. There's been a lot of talks around the running back position and should the Browns go out and sign another running back. And Darrell Henderson was another guy that came into the conversation. So the question is, would you rather have Darrell Henderson, Ezekiel Elliott, or Kareem Hunt? And the way I look at it is this. I don't really feel like I want to go the Darrell Henderson route. I don't even really want to entertain it. We all know he's had injuries as well with LA, although he does have that Super Bowl experience. But he would be last on my list. I would take Jerome Ford as our number 2 over him any day of the week. Now, as for Ezekiel Elliott, you guys already know I've done a video on that, and I talked about how he would be a great fit, knowing that he's not coming in expected to be the RB1. But I think the real interesting thing here is the Kareem Hunt. There is no market for Kareem Hunt. If there was a market, he would have been signed. So what that means is, the way I look at it, is the Browns could go out and give him 1 year, $2 million, or 1 year, $1 million with incentives, and they could bring back the Nick Chubb and the Kareem Hunt duo. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Kareem Hunt doesn't look the same. And I think we all saw a drop off last year. But I also think that there was some more stuff going into that. I think Kareem Hunt already wanted to test the market to see if there was a market for him. And it just wasn't there. Now, do I think they ultimately bring Kareem Hunt back? No, I do not think they do. But if you had your choice between Zeke, Hunt, and Henderson, if those are the three guys that they're looking at to bring in, I think Kareem Hunt should ultimately be number one on that list. Why? He's already comfortable in the system. Him and Nick Chubb are best friends. You wouldn't be asking him to do much more than you already have been asking him to do. Now with Ezekiel Elliott, you'll be bringing in new energy. He'd have to learn the system. Is he going to be okay with getting the limited touches behind behind Nick Chubb? And it's one of those things where it's like, is the juice worth the squeeze? And I feel like if you can get Kareem Hunt on a minimum deal, 1-year deal, ride it out one more time, give it another prove-it deal for him. Obviously, teams aren't jumping to get Kareem Hunt because he is getting up there on the running back age and ultimately, the off-the-field stuff. So it seems like no one wants to touch him. So I just think that if you had your choice between those three, go ahead and re-sign Kareem Hunt. But at the end of the day, you guys know me and Barry we trust, and I think that they actually love Jerome Ford and what he has to offer. We've seen what he can do in the special teams game on the punt return and kick return, and Jakeem Grant is coming back off of injury this year, so we will have him in there. So maybe Jerome Ford finds himself getting a heavier role at the running back position. But whatever Andrew Berry decides to do, whether it be Zeke, Hunt, Ford, or if they decide to bring in Darrell Henderson, I'm not gonna be mad either way, because our number one is Nick Chubb, and that's what matters most. Everything else is just a luxury. So I would love to know your guys' thoughts on the running back situation, and let me know, what would you give up? What would you pay for DeAndre Hopkins? Would you extend him long-term and give him the big contract over Amari Cooper or DPJ? Let me know in the comments. And I guess now it's just a waiting game to see where the man goes. I'll catch y'all on the next video. And don't forget to press that like and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all later, baby. Peace.